And we are live on the SideQuest.
Dali, I just had to shred my headphone volume to 20% because my mic was picking it up crystal clear.
Oh, that's awesome.
You did that because of the thing I did last week, didn't you?
Yes, it totally was. Yeah. Totally was. I am Dali Demovsky. You're joining us on the SideQuest live Wednesday, August 22nd, Hump Day of Death.
We can call it Hump Day. Yeah, fuck day.
Fuck day. That is Tom Johnson.
What up?
Sam Dixon.
Hello, friends.
And sexy Erron Scratty Bones Kelly.
John says, all right, here I coy.
John is coying on his way.
We miss you, John. We wish you well and speedy recovery.
I'm gonna open up this dumb video on YouTube.
While we wait for John, I just wanted to bring up some housekeeping. So something I heard, some industry chat.
Industry chat.
I heard that there's a games journalist in Colorado that has killed a drifter, possibly two.
What?
And he's just gotten away with it.
Yep.
Now,
I'm not saying that's Jeff Grubb, but
there aren't a whole lot of games journalists in Colorado.
Like,
so I'm
straight up, like, actually killed a drifter?
Yeah, like murdered in cold blood just to watch his eyes gloss over.
Not even like the drifter did anything. Like, he went out and picked up a drifter. He was like, I'm gonna go find a hitchhiker, and
just to see how it made him feel. And then I guess since he did it possibly twice, he liked it. That's going to be my assumption.
Well, you can never be sure the first time. Like, you touch a hot burner twice, right? Like, the first time is because they told you not to. The second time is to make sure it was actually the burner.
And the first cut's the deepest. It becomes easier every time. But once again, I am not saying it was one Jeffrey Grubb.
We're not going to name any names, especially Jeff Grubb.
Yeah.
But if I were you guys, I would stay away from Colorado.
Maybe just take the advice I was given the first time I met him, which is don't look him right in the eyes.
He has lots of eyes too, which is really bizarre.
Yeah, in jars.
Jars from drifters.
Allegedly.
So I am a fan of the online Dungeons and Dragons show Critical Role.
Okay.
Oh.
And so the other day, I was watching the show, and shows like that always do ad reads and merch and shit like that. And they're like, yeah, go check out the store. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe they got something fucking cool in there. And I go look at their store, and they've got tarot cards, like super cheap, with the art replaced on the cards of, characters from their show. I was like, I'm going to get those. So I bought them. And then I'm reading the description of them, and it's only 22 of the cards in the deck, and like a full tarot card deck is like 78 cards or something like that.
You have to buy multiple decks.
So here's the Critical Role deck. That's how big it is. I got drunk that night, and it was really bothering me. So I went on Amazon and apparently bought 2 more decks of tarot cards.
Can you read the future?
No.
Can you tell me when I'm going to die?
I wanted them because they were pretty, and then the fact that it was only half a deck was really bothering me, and I got drunk and bought 2 more decks of tarot cards, so now I own multiple decks of tarot cards.
It really sounded like you said you own multiple decks of tarot cards.
That too.
Yeah, don't yuck his yum.
I bet I can find a deck. I bet I can find a deck in there. John
said, "Here I coy," minutes ago.
He's being very coy with being on the.
So let's just get the show on the road.
Let's just do it. We're going to talk about what we've been playing. I'm sure everybody has been playing some really interesting things. I know Erron has been playing something that he just posted the review. Tell us a little bit, Erron, about the original Super Mario Brothers. Oh no, sorry, wrong show. Graveyard Keeper.
Yeah, it's you run to the right. You have to jump over holes, and then at the end there's a flag.
It's a porno.
It's a porno. No, I've been playing Graveyard Keeper. I think Tom's been playing it too. I don't know if Sam's been playing it as well.
Yes, yeah, I've been playing it.
I think the two of you might like it more than I do, which isn't to say I dislike it, just that it's very grindy.
It is.
it's like, you know, it's like a vaguely gothy Stardew almost, where instead of being a farmer, you're a graveyard keeper who's also a farmer. Bodies show up at your house, you cut them up, and then you bury them, and you try to make them real nice for your graveyard.
But there's a really cool lefty donkey in it.
Yeah, there's a communist donkey who after like
socialist hee-haw in graveyard.
After like the first week or whatever, he's like, "You're exploiting my labor for free, and I won't stand for it anymore. And I'm gonna stand here and not deliver bodies for you until you build this box and put carrots in it, and you have to pay me up front for my labor."
He's like, "Look, you don't own these bodies; they're a commodity, and I got to wet my beak."
He's like, "If you don't like it, you can get another donkey. I'm the only donkey. Give me fucking carrots."
It's a lot like how, you know, Jeff Grubb might run a instance of Eco.
Yeah, but now, yeah. Yeah.
You mentioned that Graveyard Keeper was very grindy. The problem I've been stumbling across is it doesn't do a great job of telling you what you're supposed to do, and it also gives you about 90 different things that you optionally could be doing.
And as of the last time I played, I couldn't pull up a quest menu.
What the hell are we talking about?
Graveyard Keeper.
There is no quest menu. You have to go to the
Hey Johnny.
What's up, John? You have to go to the known NPCs tab, and under their names, they will have listed tasks that you have to do.
Oh, fuck that.
So here, I actually thought about this after I posted the review because I've been playing some more of it, and I think part of the reason that it feels so grindy is that the skills in the technology tree that you learn, a lot of them have dual functions. Like you'll learn a carpentry skill, and it will teach you how to make a new piece of like lumber, basically, but will also increase your efficiency on the tool you use to make that lumber.
Like I can't cut down certain trees. And I don't know why, aside from I don't have adequate technology.
It's literally that. It's literally you don't have the skill.
You have to research the trees.
But like that game would immediately feel like 100% less grindy if they split those skills into the actual new items and the efficiency bonus. Just cut the cost in half and split them into 2 skills, make the tech tree longer, but it would cost less points. And so it would feel like a more smooth progression through the tech tree instead of hitting a point and then having to go back and cut down a bunch of fucking trees.
Another thing I've noticed is you'll get a thing. It's like, all right, you can make this part, like you can craft this thing now, but you need this other workbench that you don't unlock for 2 or 3 things further down the tech tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it kind of unlocks it for you for no reason.
And then you're just like, well, I guess I'll do something else and go grind up something else now. And then, so once you get to a point where you have all the shit unlocked, all of a sudden there's points in that game where you can do a lot of shit all at once. And it's like almost the opposite feeling where it's like, oh, I've got like choice overload. I don't know what to do. I guess I'll do this, and then I'll do this, and then I'll do this. And then eventually you get to a point where it's like, I gotta do some grinding to get the next skill. And then you're back to the grind again.
And it's all just grinding for stamina, basically. It seems like it, from what.
And
the stamina sucks.
Yeah, and like you'll go out, and you will, like, start hitting shit with your axe, and it's like, okay, your axe broke. You need to go repair it with a whetstone. And then you have to go all the way back. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say, like, that was one of my problems. Like, I know this isn't exactly the same type of game, but Stardew Valley, like, I played a lot of Stardew Valley, right? And I think one of my biggest problems with Stardew Valley was like the stamina management, right? Because like you would fill your fucking water can and then go around to water your crops, and by the time you're done watering your crops, which takes about 5 minutes, you're like, fuck, I'm so tired.
I get that, but at a certain point, like after the first cycle of Stardew Valley, which I consider the first year of Stardew Valley the learning curve, because you have to learn how to work all 4 seasons to do all this stuff. After like the first 4 seasons, I started to at least like, okay, I have a sprinkler system going. I upgraded all my stuff. So 1 watering can now does 6. All the stuff. It's not the case with this. Like, yeah.
Like, in Stardew Valley, you can see like where things are kind of like building towards, and it like makes sense. Like, oh yeah, of course I want to build these sprinklers. Like it's going to, save me on this energy, allow me to do other stuff during the day than working on my crops. That line just does not seem present in Graveyard Keeper, or at least it's not like presented to you. And I've been slowly like feeling better about playing that game as I've been going along. And I've been wondering with like Stardew Valley, were we technically like conditioned to sort of like and understand that game right from the bat? Since most people that played Stardew Valley maybe played the Harvest Moon games back in the day, you sort of had like some level of understanding of like what you had to do and what to build towards, where Graveyard Keeper is like, okay, well, I guess I'm taking care of a graveyard. Oh, wait, now I also have a garden. Now I also have to give church sermons. Now I also have to like worry about burning witches. Like things get out of hand quickly in Graveyard Keeper. And I feel like there's no sort of lid or a guidance to like how to keep that
I have to have a fucking notes document open to jot things down in for Graveyard Keeper that I didn't in Stardew Valley. And I have like I have over 150 hours logged in Stardew Valley. Like I'm not going to say that I don't like these systems because I do. It's just I think that they're done better elsewhere.
So I guess that was my question, right? Like having come in the middle of the conversation, like I've dumped over, I think like 110 hours into Stardew Valley. And as somebody who knows nothing about Graveyard Keeper, like, is this mechanically similar? Because from what I'm hearing from you guys, like it's a much more complex system of gameplay.
It's mechanically similar and very poorly balanced around those mechanics.
Yeah. So like so now you have to, I'm trying to figure out the way to phrase this properly. So you have to keep your graveyard looking good also and keep it in like, you maintain upkeep, and you have like a appearance or like, you have like a star meter for how many.
You have it's a rating. It's a number that goes up.
And so the number just keeps going up if you put like proper headstones or like all this other stuff. And then you get one for the church as well. And they're independent of each other. And doing the church stuff is a fucking nightmare. Because like, okay, I want to get a new pew. All right, so what do I need to make a new pew? I need to go and get these planks, which requires you to first fell a tree to get the log, which you probably already did already. Then you have to cut it into another piece. Then you need to turn it into planks, but then you also need nails and complex metal parts for that type of thing, which means that you need to smelt the metal, then you need to make the parts for that, and the iron forging takes a long fucking time.
Yeah, and all of that takes energy to do.
Yeah, so it takes days for me to make a pew.
When you first start out in that game, you can chop down like 4.5 trees before your stamina is gone, and then you have to sleep, and then a day passes. And the other problem is with the stamina system, like if you're not really trying to do anything except like mass gather resources, the fact that you have to go run back to your house and sleep doesn't fucking matter. But as soon as you're trying to do anything in that game, in Stardew Valley, every NPC is available except for maybe like on one specific day where they're like their house is locked or they're not around or something like that. Like the NPCs, 6 out of 7 days are always there. It's the opposite in Graveyard,
exact opposite,
where they're not anywhere for 6 days of the week, and then they show up on the one day, with the one specific day that they're there. And if you miss them, which I do all the time, then you catch them walking away. That's the worst part. If they're in transit, you can't talk to them.
They say like, not now.
Yeah, they'll leave me alone. I'm busy. Not now. So if you catch,
the number of times I've walked up to somebody as they're just starting their walk away cycle is incredible.
And like another thing is that Stardew Valley, the world is fairly compact, so you can get where you need to go and you can do all the stuff you need to do. But like going from like your home to the place where we were talking about before the show, like you go to the lighthouse to talk to the astronomer, it takes like half a fucking day.
Yep.
Well, and the shortcut to get into town from your house is like, might as well just not even be a shortcut. It's like maybe 100 yards closer.
Yeah.
Yep. You can buy a teleport stone from the bartender, and which lets you fast travel basically between your house and his bar. But it's on a global cooldown, so you get to use it once. So say you teleport from your house to the bar, and then you run over to the lighthouse. That still takes a good chunk of the day. You talk to the guy. The guy's like, "Oh yeah, you want that book that you're asking me about? I actually gave it to the dude standing right next to me. Why don't you go talk to him about it?" You go talk to that guy, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I can't read. I just like the pictures. And they're not even very good pictures. How about you bring me 5 maggots, and I'll give it to you?" And you're like, "Well, I've got 160 maggots in a bucket at my house right now. I didn't bring them with me. So I guess I'll walk because it's on a global cooldown, so you can't use it again to at least get to your house. Also, I guess I'll walk all the way back, and then by the time you could even teleport to the bar to get back to the guy, it's nighttime and the dude's gone."
And it's important to note
No,
the first guy is gone for a week after that.
Yep.
I was gonna say I've got to say that I have 163 maggots in a bucket at my home right now. Is one of my favorite lines. It should be on a shirt.
That's this week's episode is 163 maggots in a bucket.
Here's the real thing that pissed me out. Like I'm okay with grinding in games. Like this game is exceptionally grindy. I'm pretty much okay with it. Like I enjoy grinding, but the bartender that you buy the teleport stone from continues to sell teleport stones after you buy the first one. So I bought another one because I was like, this is awesome. I'll get 2 teleport stones. I'll be able to teleport twice. No, they're on the same global cooldown. So if you use one, they all go on the same cooldown.
Oh, jeez.
And they're so expensive because you don't really make money in this game and they cost so much money.
Also, it is a small inventory and you can't expand it, at least as far as I've gone.
I am something like 40 hours into that game. I'm pretty sure I'm coming up on the end game. I have not found a way to expand my inventory.
It's weird. I like it a lot, but I also fucking hate it a lot too. Like it's a weird relationship with me in this game.
I just downloaded it. I think all of us got keys.
Yeah, it runs on Mac.
Yep,
Nice.
that's where I'll be playing it.
It has some weird. The one negative I'll say about it, and I didn't even really notice it until after I posted my review, and it's such a minor thing that I don't even really want to go back and like add it or anything. There's some weird issues in dialogue. Like there's a conversation near the end of one like story quest, basically, where a speech bubble in this conversation that was happening just didn't have the word "the" in it. Like I'm reading it, and the word "the" should have been in the sentence about 3 times, and it wasn't in there once. I was like, wait, what's going on? And then it just keeps going on and everything's fine. But I was just like, that's really weird. But
Jeez.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's very grindy, but it's okay.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, your review I think was pretty concise. I think at the very end of your review, you said something like, "I like the grind. I find it cathartic at points, irritating at others, but not so irritating to ever be put off entirely."
It feels like fucking work.
It feels like work.
Have you tried to go to Big Town yet? Any of you?
No.
It's not a thing you can do. It just kills you. You get a town pass, and you get it through a crest reward, or you can buy it through the box that's at your church, and it's a pass to Big Town, and then you go down to the path, and the dude's like, "Oh, you got a pass? I'll open the gate for you," and you take 2 steps out, and a lightning bolt hits you and kills you.
Really?
Yeah, and then you wake up because your dude's immortal, like because that's a video game, it's a respawn mechanic, and your talking skull friend is like, "Yeah, I don't think you should do that again, or you're gonna die permanently." And that's that. You can't go to Big Town.
That sucks. Because I was looking forward to that. I saw a thing. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get to go to a new area.
Yep.
That's fucking whack. It's actually really shitty.
It happens again later where the dude's like, "I need this thing from you. You can either make it yourself or you can buy it from the northern fort." And you go north and the door's just locked and you can't get up there. There's no way.
Huh.
It's like, I don't want to make it myself. It's really hard to make. I have to research all the way to the end of the tech tree to make it.
What? Anything else you've been playing?
No. I played a bunch of Monster Hunter World on PC.
Okay.
I don't know if I mentioned that yet. My opinion's flipped on that game. I don't like that game anymore.
Oh wow!
Really?
Yeah. I love that game, and then as soon as you get into the back half of that game, I fucking hate it.
What would you consider the back half?
As soon as you get into high rank.
Okay.
Yeah. All the low rank stuff right up to the last Zora Magdaros fight, I thought was great. Even with the weapon I was using. It's just like, oh, this is awesome. I like getting pieces for armor. I like going out and just like doing hunts over again. I like answering flares.
That Anjanath set.
Yep. Exactly. I like doing that. I like answering flares and just rolling in with my fucking super powerful gun and just helping people that are having trouble. And then I got to high rank and it's like, oh yeah, all your armor's bullshit. You're gonna have to make some high rank armor. And then you make high rank armor and everything still one-shots you. And it's like, oh yeah, it's because you're not carrying the attack and defense charms. Well, I use the gun, so the attack charms don't do anything to my ammo. It's like, oh, you have to make the elemental guns. The elemental guns don't make our shots elemental. It just lets you use that ammo type, but you can only carry 16 elemental shots. So it might as well be nothing. You're just using the same ammo, so it's like there's no point to do it. And it's just like I don't like that game anymore. I don't like the back half of that game.
I've never gotten there, so I'm curious to see how I feel about it, because I'm probably not going to like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I like that game, and I also very, very much hate that game. And that's pretty much all I've been playing.
Okay. Well, Jeff Grubb says, would a drifter fit in a bagster bag? I think he wanted to know. He
A
also-
couple of drifters probably would.
Maybe a couple. If you cut them up, I mean, not that I would know. He also says taking care of a real graveyard is pretty simple. He's. What have you been playing, Tom?
You want to talk about Thug Pro, or do you want to talk about Yakuza Kiwami 2?
Hold on, Thug Pro sounds pretty amazing.
All right, so Thug Pro is a heavy mod for the PC version of Tony Hawk's Underground 2.
No, nice. Okay, Thug Pro,
which pretty much puts in all of the content from all of the other Tony Hawk games, and a bunch of like custom mod content, like levels and characters and whatnot. You can
you
be
get all the
Shrek.
Hawks, basically.
Yeah, well, actually, you can just thumb through different versions of Tony Hawk, like different character models.
First of all, please don't ever say those words again. You can thumb through different versions of Tony Hawk.
Also, I'm not sure if you follow Tony Hawk
I'm
on
gonna
Twitter,
feisty
but it's a
people.
really good follow.
How
What's that?
many Christ airs can you do in that game?
Oh, you can do so many Christ airs. You can do so many fucking.
Who's a really
heel
good
hook-
follow?
Tony Hawk.
Oh, is he really? All right.
It's just him tweeting about a bunch of people who are like, "Did anyone ever tell you look like Tony Hawk?" Or like he'll be like, "Oh, I'm on a plane," and the flight attendant's like closing the things. Like, why are there why are there like 3 skateboards in the overhead? Who's on this plane? Fucking Tony Hawk. And then he just looks down at him and he goes, "Huh, guess so," and just walks away. So that's really cool. There's no way to purchase Tony Hawk's Underground 2 for PC anymore.
Here, by the way, here's Tony Hawk's tweet from yesterday. TSA agent staring intently. I'm trying to figure out who you look like before checking your ID. Me. Okay. TSA. That's cyclist Armstrong. Nearby agent. That ain't Lance Armstrong. Me. He's right. TSA. Oh, you look like that skateboarder. Same last name too. Crazy. Me crazy. Oh,
It's really good. But yeah, there's no legitimate way to buy that game anymore.
mhm.
So you have to go your own way to find it. But then you have to install like a mod that layers on top of it with its own launcher and its own controller support. And Windows 10 doesn't play super well with that program and dual Xbox One controllers. And it's kind of a nightmare to get working, but it's really fucking fun. It's all online. So you can play any level online. You can do any challenge online with a bunch of people. It's fucking cool. I wish they'd. It pisses me off because it made me realize like, oh, there's like a lot of potential for a cool Tony Hawk game. They just kept fucking up.
Damn, I missed those because those first few Tony Hawk, was it 3 was like amazing.
4 is the best one because
4 is
that's
the
when
best
they.
one.
Because 3 so 2 they added the manual. 3 they added the revert, which lets you shift stance and keep combos going.
Mhm.
And 4 they let you spine transfer over things into different parts. So like 4 is where the
re-release.
gameplay was great.
Just re-release those games.
I would love that.
Which was the one to let you get off the skateboard?
That was Underground 1.
Yeah, that's a bad one then.
And then Underground 2 is the one that was basically heavily Bam Margera focused.
Yeah.
Which anyone, he posted a video this week because he got mugged.
Margera.
That was pretty good.
Take a shot if you had Bam Margera popping up on the side quest this week.
I think about Bam Margera a lot because now he's just fat and sad. Like I said, he posted a video this week because he got mugged when he was on vacation.
Oh my god.
He talked about how he got mugged, and he got mugged. The way he got mugged was the dude basically pulled out his phone and wrote like, "Give me your fucking money," because he was in like Spain or some shit. And he had to give him all his fucking. He got mugged by text message.
Oh my god.
It rules.
Bam Margera.
But yeah, and then I'm playing Yakuza Kiwami 2.
All right.
I didn't realize this. That's in the fucking Yakuza 6 engine.
Oh, did they really redo that? They did that in the 6 engine. Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be in the Kiwami engine, like it was before, like 0. Which was weird because 0 and Kiwami, despite 0 being new, felt like a PS2 game and the way the save system worked and all that shit. This feels more modern, despite it being a 12-year-old game.
Kiwami and Kiwami 2 are just the remakes of 1 and 2.
Remakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've never
Zero
played a Yakuza game.
They're great. They're fucking great. They're weird. They're basically Japanese Sopranos.
Oh, nice.
They added a bunch of stuff, it seems, to make it like integrate stuff from Zero, which didn't exist when 2 came out. So there's like weird, like there are characters introduced in Zero that there are references to in this one, and other weird little things. It's good. If punching dudes is real fun. It's just a cool game. I like it a lot. I've only played about 3 hours of it. I look forward to digging deeper into it.
Okay.
I have a question about that series.
Yeah.
The main dude's name is Kiryu, right?
Yes.
For most of them. Is it true that lore-wise, the reason that you're constantly fighting dudes in the streets is because all these gangs are like, oh shit, Kiryu's in town, send out the newbies. Because just like haze the new recruits, like they're sending them out there expecting them to get their ass kicked by Kiryu.
At points. Other times it's like just random street thug. So like every time it pans out, it tells you what kind of street tough you're fighting. It's like Yakuza or thugs.
Nice.
Or con man. I don't fucking know. But it's very much 6 games of a guide, the old adage of I keep trying to get out, but they keep pulling me back in.
Is Kiryu actually trying to retire?
Always. Constantly.
Since game 1, I think.
Yeah, since game 1, he's like, this one is just constantly him going, nah, I'm not in that more. I'm just a civilian now. And everyone's basically going, huh, okay, come do this mob shit for us now.
I'm gonna go super kick 100 dudes. I'm a civilian though.
Yeah. Also, in 6, they make a really good, big point to say like, oh, he's never killed anyone. He's never crossed that line. He just fucking beats the fuck out of dudes. But like, combat-wise, you could pick up like a knife and then stab it into a dude's stomach and then heat finish him to like knee the knife through him. Or like you could impale a dude with a sword. Or like you could pick up a gun and just like shoot a dude like 8 times. But lore-wise, it's like, no, you can't cross that line. You've never killed before. You never will. Meanwhile, in 6, I'm like running across a bridge and I'm throwing dudes off the side of it into a dry basin. Anyway, it's a cool game. It's really weird. It's
I always got that game and Shenmue confused.
Now, here's the thing. Shenmue sucks.
Yeah,
and Yakuza is great.
Shenmue's not good.
Shenmue's very not good.
Okay, so like it was fine for the time, but people are looking through that game with rose-colored glasses. Like pull up gameplay of Shenmue 1 or 2 HD and look at how clunky and fucking ugly that game is. Like
yeah,
Shenmue at the time, like when it was new, everybody was like, "Oh my god, it's just like real life. You're just doing real life shit."
I can open this drawer.
Yeah, like holy shit.
I can open this drawer and look at the thing. Meanwhile, in fucking Yakuza, you can go to an arcade and play full emulation, an arcade perfect emulation of Virtua Fighter, and fucking Afterburner. It's weird because they're both Sega published games coming out a week from each other.
That's bonkers.
So it's very
well, didn't Yakuza 3 just came out in Japan, didn't it?
Nah, Kiwami 2 came out earlier this year.
No, Yakuza 3 is like listed in hold on.
Yeah, they put them out on PS4. Like you can buy them as like classics.
All right, that's what it was.
But they have said though that they plan on giving the Kiwami treatment to all of them, if possible. So if people keep buying them, they'll keep bringing them to America, which is all I want.
Yo, fucking Square Enix. Take a note out of their book. Give me Final Fantasy VIII and a new engine.
Hell yeah.
Jeff Grubb says the same developers who made Shenmue went on to make Yakuza.
Hell yeah. Now they're making a fucking Fist of the North Star game.
Don't waste time and resources not fucking up-resing a Final Fantasy VIII. Don't do that.
Do 9 instead, which is the second best
9 is the one.
Game. Do 9 or you know what? How about this? Fucking remake 6 with Octopath Traveler graphics.
That's it, baby. I was going to bring that up. #1 game in the world.
I actually want to quickly I want to congratulate Square Enix on the sales of Octopath Traveler, the best JRPG this gen current. And you know, clearly with the glowing reviews of the game and the fact that everybody fucking bought it, the majority of the gaming world would agree with me that it's a superlative game and everybody should play it. Although it would appear to me that everybody has played it based on the sales. So
unless you're in Japan where you can't buy it.
Yeah, but
It did like what 1.2 million last month, something like that.
yeah, it was over 1 million. I don't know. That's stateside, so I'm not sure.
Actually, I will say this: no fucking way did I expect Octopath Traveler to be like the top. So
I didn't either. I didn't either. It's a 2D old school JRPG. Like, who would have thought that, right?
Right.
But
Tom Johnson wouldn't have thought that shit.
I'm glad
I fully would have expected it because bad things make a lot of money.
Call of Duty.
Alice in Wonderland made over $1 billion.
I'm happy. I'm happy about this, not just because it's an amazing game, but because this means we're going to get more games like it.
Great.
More games that look like it, more games that play like it. So anybody, we
don't have enough retro games right now.
None.
I don't have enough retro games that do it that well. There's a subtle difference. There's a very
I think that once you look past the surface level of the visuals of Octopath Traveler, everything looks like it has 8 Photoshop filters over it, and they're trying to overwhelm you with effects to make it so you don't realize the design isn't all that great. But we'll agree to disagree on that one.
I played 105 hours of Octopath Traveler. I didn't get any of that.
I played about 4 hours of it, and I was completely bored and tired of it.
I will say this. When they make a Switch that is big enough for my giant hands, I will probably buy Octopath Traveler.
Good man.
I told you I had that dream, baby. The Switch Pro is actually just the same size screen, but giant controllers that slide onto it.
Shout out to Marcus Sellers.
I would totally be okay with that.
We're still waiting for World of Call of Duty
Call of Duty Black Ops 4 on Switch, baby.
It's Black Ops 4 on Switch and Modern Warfare 2 to be remastered, right?
Believe that.
Still waiting for that. That's good. Good. Sam, what have you been playing?
I guess I'll just keep it on the remaster train. I've been playing a little bit of what's it called now? Burnout Paradise remaster.
Hell yeah!
For PC.
Nice.
Yeah, Burnout Paradise is still a great game.
Yeah, it is.
It now runs at 4K 60 and it looks real good. I can finally play all the DLC I bought with the original version that was just removed from Steam for some reason.
What GPU are you running for that?
What graphics card? 1080 Ti.
Ooh, look at you.
Yeah, ooh.
Yo, I think I'm gonna buy that 2080 Ti.
Yeah, we can talk about that during the news, but I was I did a little research on that, and I don't know if I need ray tracing for the next couple of years. So
yeah, but you will in a couple of years.
Yeah, but in a couple of years, I won't feel so bad about replacing the $1,000 graphics card I just put in my.
Just sell it. Get $800 for it.
That's a good point. Maybe, who knows?
I have a 960.
Fucking peasants over here.
Oh, goodness.
I like Burnout. I play Burnout. I go back to Burnout like once a year.
It's a fucking phenomenal game.
I've never played it.
It's still probably the best quote-unquote open world racing game that there is. Man, if only the Crew or something like that was just Burnout 2, like I would play the Crew more, but the Crew is bad and is an open world that is filled with nothing. And somehow, like 1/4 the size, Burnout Paradise still has more.
And also, you can't play "Girlfriend" by Avril Lavigne on loop.
Yeah, man, that soundtrack is a banger. There's like not really many bad songs on that soundtrack. First of all, the sheer fact that game forces you to listen to the entirety of Paradise City by Guns N' Roses every time you do it is amazing enough. But then after that, it's got like Seosin, it's got Brand New, it's got Avril Lavigne, it's got an LCD sound system on it. What a great!
I'm looking at this soundtrack right now.
It's a banger. Even the classics are really good on there, like like the Mozart songs and stuff like that. Like all of those are great to rip through the city on.
Burnout Paradise,
Brand New.
Burnout Paradise is one of the only games that I've actually thought about the soundtrack at all. It's like it and like Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam.
What about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2?
Yeah, that would be one. That would be one.
I would say this this soundtrack could use more ska. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there.
Life in general could use more.
It's no Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 with Goldfinger. Yeah,
Goldfinger. Holy cow!
Ska's the greatest genre for people who can't sing and people who can barely play instruments.
I saw Goldfinger play live at Warped Tour when I was younger, and the singer was like blackout drunk. Somebody threw an orange on the stage, and it knocked his Monster Energy drink out of his hand. He picked up the orange and tried to drink it like it was the Monster until his guitar player walked over and like handed him his Monster.
What was that? What was their Here in Your Bedroom? Was that like their popular?
That was one of them. Superman was the one.
Superman was the one. That's right.
Yeah, Here in Your Bedroom is really good.
Doing everything I can. I don't know the next line.
I mean, I know all the words, but that's not happening.
I haven't.
I also know the saxophone part.
We're gonna have to do SideQuesting karaoke on
my public ska days are over.
Did everybody have like a shitty ska time zone?
What are you talking about? Shitty ska time?
Yo, check the chat.
That's really good.
Let me tell you what. Let me tell you this story.
Early RX Bandits say hello. Big D and the kids table say hello. Big Fish in like the 2 years they were relevant.
That was probably my favorite interview I've ever done.
What was?
When I interviewed Real Big Fish.
Oh my god, Real Big Fish. REEL.
When I was in high school, I
Jake.
I had to take an elective, and they all sucked, so I took music. I don't like music. Like, I'm not a music person at all.
Who are you?
I took music.
Who says that?
I had this conversation. I had this explanation with the music teacher, and she's like, all right, we're going to put you on drums. Can you keep time? I'm like, yeah. So I learned how to play the drums. Went from that into helping to manage and host punk and ska shows at the school while I was in high school, which transitioned into me playing drums in a ska band. Which transitioned into me getting recruited by the singer of that ska band into being in a Decemberist cover band.
Oh yes.
And that's my musical career.
Amazing.
Netflix is looking to option that story for a new program if you're willing to sell.
There's nothing shameful about being in a ska band at some point.
I was in 3
ska band. You look like you're still in a ska band, Tom.
I would still be in a ska band if there was one relevant in my neighborhood. I still have my saxophone. I need to play that sucker again here soon.
Yeah, we are starting a SideQuesting ska band.
Do you have anything lying around, Tom?
Yeah.
I have a guitar under my bed.
Dude, we're doing this.
Somewhere there's a bass and a trumpet. So
perfect. Those are both ska instruments.
I also have like 6 pairs of checkerboard bands lying around, so everyone's covered.
Oh, geez. Jeff Grubb says every time Erron says he doesn't like music, I want to call the police.
I don't think Jeff Grubb wants to get the police involved in anything if the rumors I've heard are true.
I like your reply. He said, I've also never eaten a taco. And then Jeff replies back with neither did Hitler.
Yo, hold up. You've never eaten a fucking taco?
No, dude, I live in Canada.
Can I ask you something this time?
What, they don't have Taco Bell up there?
Yeah, like, come on, man.
And there's Taco Bell. There's a Taco Bell in the provincial capital, but
have you eaten pizza?
Yeah.
Have you eaten pizza that has feta and onion on it?
Maybe.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
I've had pepperoni pizza. I've had pizza with hamburger on it.
But have you had
bacon on it?
But have you had it with feta and onion?
I don't know what feta is.
Wait, hold on a minute. How do you not know what the fuck feta is?
But you were in a fucking ska band in Canada.
Yeah.
To Aaron's credit, Tom, wasn't it like just 4 years ago that you had an orange or like a grape for the first time?
Well, that's different. I eat like a child. I acknowledge this.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's a video of it on YouTube.com.
We talked about this on the podcast.
Than me not having a taco.
I've never eaten an orange until I was like 25.
What the fuck
is wrong with you?
I still haven't eaten a pear.
Well, no, you're not missing out. Pears are the fucking devil's fruit.
I hear they're just like sandy apples.
Shut your fucking trap, dude. Pears are the best.
Pears taste like
I'm staring at my pear tree right now outside.
Pears taste like somebody took apple slices and dipped them in your butt before you ate them. Like, that's what a pear tastes like.
I'm not missing out.
If I could come up with a taste of a pear, that would be it.
I've eaten the fruits that matter. I've had bananas. I've had grapes.
The fruits that matter.
I've had apples. I've had all the good fruits.
Have you had avocado?
Yeah, I've had avocado.
I've never had avocado.
What's
You've
that
never
Dole
had
company?
avocado? Jesus.
I can't eat strawberries or I could die.
I'm starting to think I'm starting to think Erron is like living in that game, The Long Dark, just in the wilderness of fucking Canada.
No, Erron exists in a fucking simulation. Like,
Yeah. Erron's not even real. He's a sophisticated AI.
Erron is Elon Musk's dream.
There's no room behind me. This is
That's
like,
Erron's world.
I spun this avatar up for the show.
have you ever seen a pomegranate?
No.
See, look at that. Look at Erron's hand. He's glitching. That's how I can tell
He's
glitching.
glitching.
What I will say about pomegranates is that they're basically a second fucking job.
Yeah,
To get
Oh,
the
yeah,
edible
that is
part.
true. Holy shit.
Well,
yeah.
they sound lovely.
Sucks.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this much: I have eaten pineapple, and it turns out that's the one that kills me. So
Have you ever had duck confit?
no.
I get those all the time during conventions. Duck confit, they're just the worst.
Have you ever
that
had?
is that like Kofeif?
Yes. Have you ever had a pierogi?
Oh,
No.
pierogies are my jam, dude.
Oh, that's some
Pierogies are so
Pennsylvania
good.
nonsense, though. You don't have to have pierogies.
I've had a doner Zerati.
Okay.
I want a
that's pretty good.
Maserati.
You've had weird like Middle Eastern food, but you haven't had like a regular weird
Fucking
food.
taco.
We have a huge Lebanese population here in Nova Scotia, and they make the best fucking food on the planet.
Really?
Yeah, Lebanese food is the fucking best, dude.
Yeah,
I've had authentic, like, dude. I'm telling you right now, authentic Middle Eastern food. I've had it in the Middle East. It's fucking bang.
I'll tell you-
I
I'll
had
tell
a
you this
lengthy
much.
tweet thread about it this week.
Hell
We,
yeah, I tweeted
yeah.
about that shit too.
The Lebanese family that owns like the pizza place here. They just opened up a second restaurant that's an actual Lebanese restaurant, and so they serve like tabbouleh and shit like that. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Bengali bodega at the end of my block that's pretty good. That I go to a lot.
There's a place in Alexandria, Virginia that I don't live too far from, called Layla's. It's this Lebanese joint, and the chefs are like off the boat from Lebanon, and they just they have this lamb kebab that they send out with like this buttery garlic paste. You just Jesus Christ! Just
Y'all
think
ever
about
have
it, dude.
Ethiopian?
Yes.
It's
I
a
hope-
fucking
it's
a
really good.
fucking mess, but
Yeah, but
it's really good.
Yes. We have this amazing Lebanese place near us called Kebab Hut. And what I find just fascinating about these people is that the workers, they're all fake English accents. So they're all local from Detroit. They've all been born and raised in the Detroit area.
They're just old.
But they fake English accents. And I asked them why they do that. They said that because it makes the white people feel safe.
One last thing about food. One last thing about weird food. There's a place by me called Taco Express Plus, which
I mean, that sounds all right.
it's
Mhm.
an Indian place.
Wait, what? Taco Express Plus is an Indian place?
Yeah. So you can get like a tikka masala burrito.
Now there was
Actually, that kind of sounds kind of good.
It
was a
fucking
place-
rules.
There's a place down in Savannah, Georgia, where I used to live called I guess it's like this German takeout place. It's the only one I've ever seen. But it was called Heim's Augsburger and Schnitzel House.
That
Ooh.
fucking rules.
I never had the fucking courage. I was never able to work up the courage to actually go into Heim's Augsburger and Schnitzel House. But
God, German food is just like it's
German. It's hit or miss. It's hit or miss, man. It's either
German-
really
Avoid
German
the
food is
garbage.
throwing a bunch of meat and fucking other shit into a pot and just
yeah.
boiling it until it's a fucking congealed mess.
Mhm.
I say it as someone who's had to eat a lot of sauerbraten in his time.
I love sauerkraut.
I hate
John, what
Video
have you been
games,
playing?
am I right?
Video games, sauerkraut. John, what have you been playing?
I've been playing the new game plus for God of War, which is really fucking good. Really
God of
fucking
War.
good. Well, well, no, and what's cool about it is, when you started, even playing on normal difficulty, like the enemies in New Game Plus scale, so it's not just a cakewalk, right? Like you can't just blast your way through the fucking game. Like I was afraid that it was going to be too easy because I've got like all the best shit in God of War. I pumped like 60 hours into the game, so I started my new game and I set it on like on hard, and I got one struck by the first enemy in the game, one of those Draugr, and I was like, Jesus Christ, okay, well, that's not going to fucking work. So I put it on normal difficulty, and everything scales properly. So it's like playing a new game, and all the all the enemies have scaled to your level. So it's really cool. And there's new item rarities and new armor sets, and so it's it's pretty cool. And I've also been playing. I've been really getting into doing replays of older games from the PlayStation era and the Dreamcast era. So right now I'm playing Parasite Eve on my Vita. Okay. I fucking love Parasite Eve. That game holds up. That game holds the fuck up.
My mistake or my shitty playthrough of Parasite Eve. The very first time I played it, I think I beat the game with the fake ending, which is like, you could do it like 3 hours into the game, if that long.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh shit, what a crappy game. So I sold it.
And then you got to play through it again and get through the Chrysler Building.
Then I come to realize that, oh crap, that's part of the game is to do that. And I
bust that Vita out, dude. Bust that Vita out. Download it. It's like
wait, what's a Vita?
PlayStation Vita, baby.
What's
my dumb idiot brain always mixes up Dino Crisis and Parasite Eve.
Oh really?
I've done that. I know. Yeah, that's legit. Although
Parasite Eve was really good though. I think that it was great.
They came out within a year of each other.
Yeah, they did. Well, I was either gonna make after Parasite Eve, I was gonna make Dino Crisis or Suikoden 2 my next playthrough.
Ooh, Suikoden is always good.
I could never get into that series.
Oh, it's so good. I can understand why people can't though. It's so lore heavy, man.
I've only played 3.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, I mean, 3 can't hold a candle to 2. Like I kind of tapered off after 2 just because 3 wasn't as good. But no, that's what I've been playing, man. And then I'm ready for the Messenger next week.
Oh yeah, that comes out next week. I think we're getting our review code in for that as well pretty soon here. Welcome to Izul, who is watching us here. I have been playing not much. In our side questing Discord, I've been basically away from games for like the last 6 days due to family.
I have more important things to do.
But I did download that Monster Hunter Generations demo, and it's an old game.
Yeah, it's very clearly a 3DS game.
Yep. It's a 3DS game with, I think all they did was like they hit the edges with an eraser head, but that's basically the only graphic.
The UI is still made for a 3DS, so it's huge.
Yep. Which actually works good on the small screen, but on the big screen, not so.
It looks like shit on a TV.
Yes, it does. So I just kind of been mucking around with that a little bit, and it starts off like every other Monster Hunter game prior to Monster Hunter World. And I also have been playing. I downloaded Morphies Law to give that a shot.
Oh yeah, I was interested in that.
And it's weird. It's got functionality. It actually surprisingly reminds me. I don't want to say Fortnite, but it kind of has that feel just from like the character proportions. At least when you start off. So the game is it's an online multiplayer game. You can play it offline as well, local player against bots, that kind of crap. But if you shoot at enemies, instead of maiming them or killing them, you actually their body parts inflate. So shoot at someone and their body parts shrink. Shoot at someone and things will inflate and shrink, and you'll inflate and shrink as well. So you're essentially stealing mass from enemies. So if you shoot at their head, your head will grow as their head shrinks, which makes you more susceptible to other enemies coming at you, So I think my very first playthrough of the game, I was really bad at aiming, and I essentially had college boy arm, so my right arm was massive compared to the rest of my body.
This sounds like a third-person shooter if every one of the characters just got done smoking a huge amount of peyote.
Exactly, it kind of is that. Yeah, totally. It's the art style is sort of like what you'd find like Day of the Dead type of thing. If you've watched Coco, the wonderful Disney film Coco, it has a little bit of that kind of feel to it. You're kind of running around. At least the couple stages that I played, it seemed like a Mexican town or a villa or something. But I only played a little bit of it. I'm actually haven't been able to really get online. There's been some pretty bad lag on my end. I don't know if it was me. So.
What I also don't have good feelings about that game's longevity either, because with so many games on Switch, and then things like Splatoon 2 still draws a huge crowd. I mean, a ton of people still play Mario Kart. Then you got Smash coming out, and it's kind of a weird. And you got competition for games like Paladins. I don't see good things in Morphies in the future for games like that. you know that's
There's a lot of competition.
Yeah, the games like that burn bright and fast like a dying star.
Yeah, they shine bright like a diamond, but not that long.
Dali, come on.
Sorry, my weekly Rihanna. It's interesting. Again, I'm curious to see if it will last. I mean, having a crappy or having some lag issues right now. Hopefully, they can release a patch and get people interested. But I think stealth dropping it during Gamescom, which we'll actually get into some Gamescom news in a second here, maybe a good or bad idea. I don't know. It's certainly try to get that out before the fall rush happens here in the next like day or so. I think all the big games are starting to come out next week. Right?
So many games start coming out to Upward.
Oh my god, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. But that's all I've been playing. I haven't had any time to play anything else, but I'm hoping to get into some more stuff. I will let that slide. Any last call for anything? No, yes, no. Okay. Big shout out to AJ and KT Gaming.
They're great.
Watching. Yeah,
they're wonderful people.
They sound pretty cool.
They sent us at Game Ranks a box of toys that I can't bring myself to open yet. They're really fucking cool. Nice. They sent me a set of Gokus from San Diego Comic-Con and the Black Series Han Solo.
Excellent. Also, shout out to the Creature Box guys, a couple of fantastic artists, do a lot of work for Insomniac, who have I've chatted with and enjoy us as well. Let's move on to some Gamescom news. There's a lot of stuff. That was horrible. I'm so sorry, everybody.
No, it was fine. It was better than I could do. So yeah, whatever.
I have that radio voice.
I really want to go to Gamescom, but I hear it smells really bad.
You know what? I've never been really all that interested in Gamescom, but this year it seems like holy shit. There's a lot of news coming out of Gamescom.
There's a zip line over the Fortnite booth.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, people drop in on Fortnite.
Man,
did you see the fucking lines? Did you see the fucking lines trying to get into Gamescom though? Like that?
Yeah. I saw that, and it was like RT. If you could smell this image,
yeah, I could smell the fucking armpits and butt hair from here, man. Like it was bad. It was fuck that, dude. Like that's no, I'm not all about living that life.
I mean that's where we're hoping that. I mean we know a lot of the E3 folks and organizers and people over there, and they definitely watch to see what happens at places like Gamescom. So we'll see if E3 continues to morph.
I fucking salute anyone that has to work Gamescom and then go work PAX the following week.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's like the right next week. Yeah, exactly. We'll start off with some of the news here that I think is actually kind of interesting. Supermassive Games. Tom, you posted about this. Tell us of what's coming.
No, they're making an anthology series.
Dude, explain it because it's badass.
They're aiming for 2 games a year, and they're going to be doing the type of like smaller anthology horror games. The first one's called Man of Medan, and it's kind of like a What If Until Dawn, but on a spooky ghost boat. And it has Iceman from X-Men.
I noticed that. Sean Ashmore. Yeah.
And it looks rad. It looks like more of that type of thing, and I'm glad that they're going like the anthology route because now they can bring in more actors and do sorts of weird shit. It looks like exactly what I want from that. I didn't want like impatient stuff. I wanted more games like this.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do. Until Dawn is one of the underrated treasures of this generation, man. I'm really fucking excited.
And it's on all platforms, so more people can actually enjoy it. There's so many people that I tell like, oh, you should play Until Dawn, and they know nothing about it because they don't have a fucking PlayStation. So now it's gonna be on PC, Xbox One, PS4, and it wasn't in the initial post I wrote because it came out at the 2-hour Xbox Gamescom thing. But when I was listening to that, they had them on. They were talking that they're shooting for like ideally 2 a year.
That's cool. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean that's such an underappreciated game. The Until Dawn. So I didn't play the VR game, but
you didn't miss much.
Yeah,
it's just on rails. Just on rails, like roller coaster shooter.
But make some like weird 3-4 hour campy horror experience and put a couple of them out, and I'll play the shit out of those.
Yes, I'll play the fucking
More news. Devil May Cry 5 finally has a release date, and it is March
it does.
2019. I am so excited for this.
It looks so fucking cool.
Tom, you and I think, are in agreement that Devil May Cry 4 is pretty badass.
I love that game.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
I love that game.
Yeah.
It's not as good as DMC, though.
DMC fucking rules.
I haven't played
DMC. Fucking great.
I haven't played
DMC. Is fucking great.
I think 4 has the best combat, but DMC I think is the coolest one.
I think it definitely plays the best. Like I mean, just like, you know, yeah, I get that some people have their issues with the way they redesigned Dante and, you know, whatever, but
Dante sucks, like in all of his forms. Like Dante fucking sucks.
Yeah, he's just not a great, you know, like I've never found him an incredibly compelling character. I thought he was actually more interesting in DMC than he was in the original Devil May Cry series, and I'm happy about Devil May Cry 5. I'm excited about it, but at the same time, I was kind of hoping we get a continuation of what happened at the end of DMC. You know, like with Dante and Virgil, and I was kind of wanting more of that, and instead, I guess we're going back to regular continuity, right? Because you're actually playing as Nero, right?
Yeah. Which if you're playing as Nero again, then we should be like ideally they'll lean into Virgil stuff because they never said who his dad was, but it's clearly Virgil. Yeah, because when he turns into a demon man, the ghost around him is the same ghost as Virgil from Devil May Cry 1.
Yeah,
so it's the same thing. I fucking love Devil May Cry. I've gone into this a whole bunch of different ways, so I have a lot to say about this. But it looks really fucking cool.
My first Devil May Cry was 4, and then I've wanted to go back ever since, and then replay those.
Just play 3. The 3 is the only one you need to go back.
Yeah, don't play 2. 2
is that available on PS4?
Yes. They also, if you have Xbox Game Pass, DMC 4, and I think the HD collection. I'm not sure about that last one.
Okay,
are all on Games Pass.
All right. Okay. Speaking of HD collections, the Dark Souls Trilogy collection is coming out on the same day that Dark Souls 3 comes out for the Switch. Or Dark Souls.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's some quality trolling right there from old From Software. I'll tell you what though, I'm actually going to buy the trilogy, even though I've already owned them all. Like,
yo, that steelbook's real nice.
I want that fucking steelbook, dude.
Look at the inside.
Yeah, with the bonfire and then the Faram armor. Like I'm getting that fucking steelbook. My wife is so pissed off at me. She's like, you don't need it, but I do need it. So
you don't need it.
I do. That steelbook is fucking.
Hey, look. We live in Hell World. The fucking president of the United States was caught lying on camera, and then someone asked the press secretary, and they said, "That's not a thing that happened." Despite being visible, we live in Hell World. Our days are numbered. Just fucking do things that make you feel good.
Do things that make you feel good.
If you want to buy this game, buy the fucking game.
I just want the steelbook, man.
We're gonna be dead one day.
Everything is so fucked right now. I just want the steelbook, and I'll be happy. Like that's you know what? I just want Resident Evil 2 to drop before Trump fucking just obliterates everything, before he drags us into a nuclear war with God knows who. I just want Resident Evil 2 to drop before that.
They just released more info about that. Was it today over at?
It was yesterday.
Did you watch the videos?
They talk about Claire's campaign. Dude, did you see that picture of William Birkin? Oh my god,
John! I'm going to send it to you after this. There's video of that fight.
What? Oh, really? No, you have to.
I'll send it to you. Watched it at the office today.
There's have to send that to me.
And they also put out the NVIDIA RTX tech demo of, well, not tech demo, but demonstration of Resident Evil 2, and it looks fucking great.
Now, as I understand it, Wesker is a clone.
I don't know about all that. Like, I can tell you this much. Like, you know what? He could be. You know what? Fine. The game looks so fucking good. He can be a clone. That's fine. Like, Resident Evil 2 is probably.
It's the best Resident Evil.
It's the best. Well, it's clearly the best Resident Evil out there. Like, you know.
I'm not one of these fucking idiots that's like, sorry if this is you, but I'm not one of those people who's like, oh man, Resident Evil 4 is the best one. No, it's not. It's cool. It's very good, but it's
the thing about Resident Evil 4, Tom, is that it's undeniably a classic game, and I love it. I've played it to death like 12 or 13 times, but it hasn't aged well.
No, I had to capture it earlier this year. That game controls like shit.
It controls like shit. Context. And trying to, the concept of not being able to move and aim and shoot at the same time is just in 2018 is just so garbo.
So keep buying these remakes so we get to that one.
But fucking Resident Evil 2, like the remake of Resident Evil 2 is right up there with Sekiro as my most anticipated game for next year right now. Like okay. Oh, dude, Sekiro looks so fucking good. I'm a Tenchu guy from way back, so this is scratching that Tenchu itch that I've had for over a decade.
tweet today where he's like, "Yep, it's definitely a From game."
Yeah, I
Dude was
did.
just wrecking this demon, and then immediately just got thrown off the side and died.
Yeah, that's why I love it though, man. I can't wait. I love games like that. That's why I love Dead Souls. Jesus, I might as well just call it Dead Souls, but that's why I love Dead Souls, because I'm just a glutton for punishment, man.
Damn.
Cool. Yep, looking forward to that. Let's see what else we got here. We have Shenmue 3 is arriving in 2019.
Yeah, sure it is.
Yeah.
I'm sure that and the Final Fantasy VII remake will have a nice fucking taco date.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh goodness.
Year of Dreams.
Never gonna get old. It's never gonna get old.
You guys, in other news, we got SavePapaJohns.com.
Oh god. But is that by Papa
Yes,
John?
it's by Papa.
John.
It's by Papa himself.
My lord.
It's by the Papa himself.
Save Papa John.
Oh, and I want to point out while you were talking about Shenmue 3 and Final Fantasy VII remake. The last time we had Michael Huber on SDGC, we were giving him so much shit for the Year of Dreams in 2013 when him and Bossman were flipping out over The Last Guardian and Shenmue 3 and Final Fantasy VII remake. And we're like, oh my god, it's been like 6 fucking years and those games haven't come out. And Huber's like, I know, man, I know. And like, Jesus Christ.
Last Guardian actually did come out, surprisingly.
It actually did, that game actually did come out.
And it was immediately superseded by Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus remake. Yeah,
murdered it.
Also, it wasn't a great game.
It was alright. It was fine. Like it was okay for what it was, but it certainly wasn't worth the 30-year wait. So.
I couldn't play it until it was already out and had a completed wiki page, so I could read to the end to see if the thing died.
Okay.
Did the thing die? I never finished it.
Yeah, I haven't finished it yet, but
it's not great.
Okay.
I had a thought that had been brewing in the back of my head, and pretty much The Last Guardian cemented it. I'm okay with another Half-Life game never coming out.
I'm fine with that too. It's too
every single one of these games that has had the super long wait time, like Duke Nukem and then The Last Guardian, like that they ain't been good. They've been fair to middling.
Aaron, that's the thing is that even if it were great, it would never live up to the fucking incredible expectations that everybody would prop up against it, and so there's just no way that it would be received well. I think.
What if they just made Half-Life 4?
What if they
just that would be the best troll of all time.
You see,
Gordon's on the moon.
There was a Dota 2 video, I think, that Gabe Newell did some voiceover for it. He does everything he can to avoid saying the word 3 or the number 3 in this video, which is pretty funny. I will say that AJ from AJ and KT Gaming says that their favorite Resident Evil is the 2002 GameCube remake.
That's really fucking good. That's a really good version. I was talking about that at work this week.
It's so good. It's so good. They re-released it in the Resident Evil Origins pack, right? Whatever that was.
Yep.
Yeah.
I heard the best Resident Evil is the 2007 movie Resident Evil Extinction.
Oh, is it? Nice.
Actually, the best Resident Evil movie is Resident Evil Vendetta.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet. That's the CGI one, right?
Yeah. I like the first one because it has the laser grid that turns people into meat cubes.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's
Meat cubes are always good. Couple more notes here. Mutant Year Zero.
I thought you were gonna say Mutant League Football.
Mutant League Football.
Yeah.
It's coming on 29th. Well, it says 4th December, but I think that got pushed back. Is coming out supposedly the 4th of December. Mutant Year Zero. So we'll see.
Is that the one with the Duckman?
Yes. Saints Row the Third is coming to Nintendo Switch.
The real news of the hour. Glad you saved it because you don't start the show with a showstopper.
Nope.
The Citizen Kane of video games.
Yes, it is.
Saints Row the Third, the perfect video game.
Why are we talking about Ride to Hell?
Saints Row 3 is a perfect video game. It's probably my favorite video game ever made.
Really?
Wow,
it is really good. It's a phenomenally fun game.
It was the best wrestling game to come out that year.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I've never actually played that.
Oh, it's so good.
It's really good.
That's coming to Switch, right? Like that's a Switch game. Yeah, like it'd be interesting to have that run on
perfect.
You parachute out of a plane and airdrop onto the top of your old skyscraper base to kill all the dude inside while Kanye West Power plays, because that was the year of Power when every game and every fucking sound.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was the game that did it right.
Yeah, it was the only one that did it right.
Interesting.
There's a whole scene where they're just driving with your buddy and Santeria comes on and they poorly sing the entire track. If you just sit there and go through the whole thing, it's a very good game. It's one of the few games where comedy actually works.
I might have to check that out, actually.
I think it's just fantastic that they said, you know what? I know we've had Agents of Mayhem, we had Saints Row 4, but let's just put Saints Row 3. That's the one that everybody actually likes.
Yeah.
Also, Saints Row 4 isn't as good, but it's the secret best Crackdown game.
That's good.
Yep.
Better than Crackdown 3, which was...
Don't get me started on a Crackdown, man. You know, that didn't make an appearance at Gamescom at all.
No, because the whole people forgot.
It's going to be so bad. You're looking at a 4 out of 10. I guarantee it. Like that's just not going to be a good game.
I'm going to be the guy who reviews it for side questing and gives it a glowing review.
Yeah, it's going to be a glowing review. I think that's basically it. I think that's all I got.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah,
for the room. How do you guys feel about? I know how John feels. How do you feel about taking a piece of hot apple pie and melting a Kraft single on top?
Oh,
what
the fuck is wrong with you people?
It's not bad.
It's fucking awesome.
What?
It's a real thing, Dali.
It's an actual thing, Dali, and you need to fucking Google it and you need to try it.
Americans are fucking weird.
All right, Jimmy.
You fucking Mr. I've never had a taco before. Like you don't even know what food is.
What is there in an apple pie slice that even remotely sounds good with cheese?
It has to be. It has to be. So there's a caveat to this. It has to be tart apple pie, not incredibly sweet apple pie. It has to be a tart apple pie.
Jeff
a slice of cheese. What'd he say? What'd he say?
What does Jeff Grubb think? Jeff Grubb comes from the land of weed. What does he think?
I don't know.
We're already talking about American cheese, which isn't even cheese. It's a cheese product.
It's true.
Why? Because processed cheese is the best one for it, unfortunately, because it has such a low melting point.
Yep, it just goops all over the place, all over the pie. Oh my god!
Why not like ice cream or something? Like ice cream on a nice like warm pie makes sense.
What about this? You take a slice of apple pie. You got the nice firm crust. You got the warm innards. You take a fork. You break it into pieces. Then you throw some gravy in there, and you throw some cheese curds in there. Now you got yourself an apple pie poutine. What do you think about that?
You know what, dude? You know what? If it tastes good, I'll fucking do it.
So
if it tastes good, I'll do it.
How about this? Your grandmother who spent hours making that apple pie wants you to eat it like a normal human.
How about this?
Trash monster.
How about this? I will fucking take on the side quest next week. I will take a fucking piece of apple pie and I will put gravy.
All right, that's it. We're having a snack quest challenge next week.
Let me tell you guys about a weird Long Island thing that a lot of people think is disgusting, but it's not. So there are a lot of places around here that will, at late night pizza places that are open till like 4, they'll be like, all right, here's a hot slice, and we just took a handful of like cold mozzarella and we just dropped it on top.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. I've had that before.
Nope.
Yeah. It's fucking amazing. It's so good.
I love New Jersey's, what do they call them? They call them stuffed pizzas, which is just a pizza that then they make another cheese pizza and flip it upside down on top of the first pizza.
Calzone.
It's a calzone.
The only pizza worth a shit is Chicago deep dish pizza.
Fuck you.
Dude, deep dish is fucking awesome.
I mean, yeah, if you like lasagna.
Hell yeah, I like lasagna. What the hell's the matter with you?
Hey, Nintendo talked about some indie games. Can we talk about that instead of...
No, I want to go back to the pizza thing.
It's hot dog a sandwich?
I'm actually...
Well, according to New York State law, a hot dog is a sandwich.
A hot dog is not a sandwich, and that's
according to the New York State Department. The Bureau of Taxation and Finance.
You know what? Windjammers 2 looks like it's coming out in 2019. I didn't really play the remake of Windjammers. I never really played the arcade game. I don't know about you guys. I'm looking forward to it though.
Hold on, wait, no. I need to make this point. Donald fucking Trump is from New York, so forgive me if I don't trust anything coming out of New York. Okay?
Hey, look, all right.
Sam is changing the subject faster than Fox News.
Hey, Moonlighter is also coming in autumn 2018. I think it's a really good game on PC. I think it'll do really well on Switch.
Moonlighter's fucking good, dude. That's the I played a lot of that. That's that was actually a lot better than I thought it would be.
Y'all put chips on a sandwich?
That's a grinder. Hell yeah, you put chips on a sandwich.
Hell yeah.
You put fries inside the burger.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a Pittsburgh thing. You like fries on your salads?
Yeah.
The fuck is wrong with you?
It's a little crunch.
Hold on. Which of you fucking barbarians? How many barbarians on here like
Jets Pizza,
French fries in milkshakes? Who does that shit?
I only do it in a Wendy's Frosty.
Everybody keeps telling me to do that shit, and I'm like, no, potatoes and ice cream. I'm good, fam.
I'll tell you this much right here. I'd never heard of that before. An American friend of mine from way back told me it was the greatest thing on the planet. I specifically went out of my way to get a fucking milkshake and get some fries, and I dipped that shit in that milkshake, and it was gross.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it's gross. Like people are like, oh, it's salty and sweet. I'm like, no, it's just no. I don't. Everybody keeps telling me how fucking good it is, and I don't understand it. So let me say it's garbage.
And y'all fuck with the vanilla Frosty.
I don't. No, I'm a Dairy Queen man. Like I'm
Dude, you're missing out. Dairy Queen is just like
or an Arby's milkshake man. Arby's milkshake's the fucking
Detroit custard is the best stuff.
Dude, custard is the devil's fucking.
I've never had Detroit custard.
Y'all see that new Overwatch short?
When I come to Detroit, Dali, you have to tell me where to go.
Sounds good. I will say one thing. We have the three families of pizza here in Detroit, and Jeff Grubb wants me to defend the honor of
Detroit pizza is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, Detroit pizza. Okay, we have three families here. We have Domino's. That's where it started. You know, it's Detroit based. We have Little Caesars, and we have Jets Pizza. Let me tell you how all of these three are linked. Okay, my our baseball team here, the Detroit Tigers, used to be owned by the owner of Domino's Pizza. He sells it to the owner of Little Caesars, who happens to be related to me, which is why Little Caesars is fantastic. Related to me somehow, the Illich family. And so I defend their honor for shitty pizza, and that's totally fine. I believe the owner of the Domino's at that time soon passed. I could be mistaken because I don't care about checking on facts.
You didn't tell me that Jeff said cheese belong in the savory zone only.
Little Caesars, the owner passed away. Mike Illich passed away, so his family, his son took over. The owner of Jets Pizza, my first cousin was his admin and HR, basically director, until he also passed away. So essentially, because of me, the heads of the three families of pizza in the Detroit area have all died. So
okay,
you're welcome.
Now you said that. What the fuck's up with Detroit pizza? Why are you guys putting
crust? You gotta go. Detroit pizza is thin crust pizza.
No, Detroit pizza has fucking with brick cheese on it, which is garbage.
Yes, Detroit pizza is. Jeff Grubb thinks that we have like a deep dish. We have no deep dish. It's shitty. We do have thin crust, and we have essentially Detroit pizza is like hardly any tomato sauce on there.
Detroit pizza is the equivalent of feta and onion on your pizza.
And it's fantastic. Feta and onion. Feta makes it better.
Dali, I've got to dip because I've got to get to sleep.
Okay, sounds good.
But actually, before I go, I wanted to let Jeff in chat know that your fucking time is coming, my man. The 7th is, or I'm sorry, the 1st at 7 p.m. Pacific time is fucking rapidly approaching, my friend. And you have no fucking idea.
Jeff says stop him.
Jeff, you have no fucking idea.
Jeff, I believe in you. Jeff. I think Jeff's gonna own you.
Who is on fucking y'all need to pledge your allegiance to Team John right now.
No, see, Jeff has dope hair, and I don't even think have actually.
Jeff may have better hair, but that's fucking that means nothing in this world. Okay?
I'm just gonna throw this out there. I think it's a little bullshit that we're gonna have people at PAX and SideQuesting isn't getting the representation it deserves.
The two people that are going to be at PAX for SideQuesting are going to be representing us fantastically.
I'll tell you what, next year I will go.
Trying to keep us down.
I will rep SDGC and SideQuesting. How about that?
I'll
dual hat it.
No, just wear. I'm going to send you a shirt with my face on it. Just wear that, please.
I swear to God. I swear to Christ.
Johnson was here.
Tom, if you send me a shirt, I'm gonna DM you my address. If you send me a shirt,
you're gonna regret that.
No, I'm serious. If you send me, you think I'm fucking around? I will
spend a lot of money on a goof.
I will wear that fucking shirt with your face on it on the stage. When I destroy Jeff Grubb on Saturday, September 1st at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I'm being very, very, very deliberate about the day and time because I want people to tune into the stream, Jeff. I want them to see what I'm going to do to you.
Okay.
I will wear a shirt that has Tom's face.
Jeff does not acknowledge the challenge.
Here's the problem. If you get a shirt of just Tom's face, there's a chance that people are like, oh, it's that dude from Game Rank. So what we need is a shirt of Tom's face with the SQ logo.
I'll put it in my irises.
On his forehead, Charles Manson style. The S and the Q right there.
You know what? I will throw some drafts tomorrow morning into the SideQuesting Discord, and you guys can help me decide because I'm doing a photo shoot in the morning, so I'm ordering a shirt in the afternoon.
We're gonna cafe press that, and we're gonna make it into a Patreon to save money for.
I will wear that Tom Johnson shirt to PAX. I will rep the shit out of it.
Send me your address. This is happening.
I'm literally gonna DM you as soon as I get off here. As soon as I get off here, it's gonna happen.
All right,
hey,
John.
Sam, have you played Morphies Law? No, just kidding. With that said, you can find us at SideQuesting. Find me personally at Dali Demovsky. Where can we find you, Erron?
You can find me on Twitter at ScrattyBones. You can find me on Twitch at ScrattyBones. I've been streaming Graveyard Keeper for the last couple of days. You can find my reviews on SideQuesting. And I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I think that's everything.
Where can we find you? What? Go ahead.
I was going to say you can find me on Bebo. I don't know.
Mastodon. John, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me right here on SideQuesting, but you can also find me at my Death Star podcast, my headquarters at the Super Deformed Gamescast, and you can also find me on Twitter at Mr. Megative.
Jeff suggests that we get a Tom Johnson rompum. And I will wear a Tom Johnson rompum.
That is part of my vast empire of new Tom Johnson apparel.
I think there should be just a Tom Johnson mask.
Dude, we're still making it. That's our Halloween. That's gonna be our Halloween mask.
I have an entire folder of Photoshop documents I've been meaning to turn to clothes for a while, and this might be the push I need.
Excellent.
Apart from on people's clothing, where can we find you, Tom Johnson?
You can find me at Twitter at that Tom Johnson. You can find me on Twitch at that Tom Johnson. You can find me Instagram at that Tom Johnson. You can find my day job over at youtube.com/GameRanksTV. We do a weekly live show that's going to start being on YouTube at 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Nice.
There. It's going to be a fucking shit show because I have no idea what I'm doing on YouTube. But we're all learning.
That's good. We're all learning. We're learning. Sam, what are you learning, my friend? What are you learning, Sam? Where can we find you?
I'm learning that I regret coming on this show on an almost weekly basis. You can find me at Twitter at SamDI79. I tweet important things almost never, and tweet almost never. Like, hey, that Phantom Doctrine video that went up would have been real nice of me to tweet about that, huh?
Hey, what if we do another video like that?
Hey, we could do one tonight. No, not tonight. I got stuff after this, but
what a dick.
We could do one tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, if you're interested.
Yeah, sure.
I don't have anything else to plug, but go look up the Starlink Battle for Atlas developer demo from Gamescom, and you can see a very old peppy hair. And I want that image in everybody's head for the rest of the week. So
yeah, it's my new persona.
Yeah, I'll see you guys next week.
I just want to point out real quick. I just sent Tom my address. I just sent Tom my address. It's fucking going down.
This is gonna happen.
Oh, yep,
this is
you
awesome.
did.
This is awesome. You can find.
So now I'm going to tell you all where John lives. It was all an elaborate ruse to dox John.
We'll see y'all in the next side quest next week as we prepare for the Jeff vs. John SmackDown.
Oh, it's gonna fucking happen,
guys. Love ya.